In this video, we're going to install the FX2 into the cage. We'll attach the base plate, handle adapter, HDMI adapter, rod clamp, and a few other bits. To start, we'll align the two 1/4-20s here with the two on the bottom of the camera. We'll start with this front one here. And we just pass our 4mm Allen wrench through the slot into that screw, and then we'll find the hole in the camera body. We'll just get that started, not too snug. Then we'll take our Allen wrench and find the other screw that's floating in the slot, and we'll line that up with the second hole, like that. And we're not going to fully tighten those down because we want to make sure that the other pieces align correctly. So we'll just make sure those are a little bit loose so this wiggles just a smidge. Okay. Now we'll add our vertical 15mm rods, and these need to be flush with the bottom of the cage. So again, 4mm Allen wrench, just lock that down. And those can be completely snugged. Okay, the next thing we'll do is we're going to add our HDMI swing away adapter. There's a friction sleeve in there. So we'll want to make sure this is just a little bit loose. Then we'll drop this onto our rod and not worry about where it is yet. And then we'll add our top bracket and top handle. So it's a little bit easier to attach this top handle first, so we'll slide that on. And then we'll get the screws started with our thumbs here. And then a flathead screwdriver just to snug those up. They don't need to be cranked down super tight. And then our top plate. 4mm Allen wrench. And again, these need to be flush with the top of the rods. And fully tightened. Okay. Now we'll add our handle adapter, and there's a captive 1/4-20 in both ends of this. So we'll align that with our back of our handle. We'll just start the one that's on the handle first, then the one that's on the cage. Okay, now we can snug that up a little bit. Okay. Now we'll go back to our HDMI adapter. And this is a swing away design, and we want to hit this M3 screw hole target. And the reason we left some of the screws loose is because we still need to make sure that all of the screws are aligned with the camera body. So we'll actually adjust our camera body slightly until this screw hits the target. So right there is good. There's a point on this screw, so it'll help sort of guide it in place. And you can put a little pressure on the camera to make sure that that's hitting the target, and then that's tight now. So we can go back and we'll snug up the two screws on the bottom of our cage. Just like that. Now, if you're adding a lens adapter, you can loosen these 4 screws here. You'll slide this forwards and backwards. There's a variety of screw holes here, so if you need to put this pretty far out, you can pick 2 different holes. And then you'll choose your lens adapter support posts. Most likely you'll use the small one. That goes in this hole, and then you tighten this front screw. Okay, on the HDMI lock, every cable is a different size. This one, I think, is the 9, and that's right. So to use this, we'll just drop an insert into that. One thing I forgot to mention, we should snug this up just a little bit. It doesn't have to be cranked down super tight because you still want to be able to pull this out without having to loosen this. So right now, the dust cover is on the camera body here. So to open that, we'll unlock this thumb screw. swing this away like that. That's why we don't want to tighten this down too much, because you still want to be able to grab this without having to go back and use an Allen wrench. So we'll open our dust cover, swing this back closed. That should hit that same screw target, since we've made sure that the camera is all aligned correctly. And now we can add our HDMI cable and then tighten this knob down. Okay, the top rod clamp is pretty straightforward. There's 2 holes here and 2 included screws. So we'll just drop those in there. It's a 1/4 by 3/8 button head, and that uses a 4mm or 5/32 Allen wrench. Snug those up. And now we can add our base plate. This is an Arca dovetail receiver and the Arca dovetail on the bottom of the base plate, bottom of the cage. Just slide that forward. If for some reason this is too tight, just loosen this thumb screw. Adjust the position and we'll lock that there. This thumb screw ratchets, so if you find that it's colliding with the safety pin here, you can just pull this out and reposition it as needed. The bottom of the base plate is an airy dovetail, so I want to make sure that this button is pushed down and that the jaws are open. So we'll just drop this in. You can see that button popped out, and now you can choose a position there and then lock this down. This will also attach to a tripod with 1/4 and 3/8 holes in the center there. And it's also the correct height for a bridge plate. So if you have, these are 15mm rods that are the correct distance here, 85mm. But if you add an airy standard bridge plate under here, those rods will also be in the correct distance. This is the last thing. This is the EVF port cover. If you can see, that goes into the eyepiece like that. It fits in there with pressure. If you want to add the string that comes with it, you can do that. To do that, we'll actually pass this string through the hole here, and you can use the pointy end. That's the easiest way to do it. Just sort of force that through. I just pushed it down on the table because my fingers are weak. So there, that string is now on here now. So this can be clipped to itself, or clipped to a 1/4 hole, or what I've been doing is actually threading this through the shoulder strap hole. So I'll pull this out just so you can see it. So you can put the string loop through, put the whole thing through the loop, and then just plug this into the viewfinder cap. So now it will not get lost.